And welcome to another edition of the Jersey Cape podcast. I'm your host, Dennis Brown. Lots of great things to talk about in this episode. Today we are going to be joined by Steven DelMonte, who is the owner of Delmo Sports. They've been going in the area for a very long time. They have had a number of huge success with events. The next one that's coming up is the Escape the Cape Triathlon and Open Water Classic, which has been voted a top 5 bucket list race. He also does races all throughout the area, including in Cape May County, Try the Wildwoods, which will be held August 25th. He also has the Crest Best Run Fest, which will be taking place October 6th and 7th, which is a new event that you'll definitely want to check out. And for a full listing of events, you can always go to delmosports.com. In this episode, though, we're also going to talk about some of the new things that you can do throughout Cape May County. One of the things that's very new and very exciting, Delmo Sports had actually gotten involved with, which is the Mud Hen Brewery, which is located in Wildwood. It's where the old Harley-Davidson building used to be, and it's right around the corner from the Dogtooth Bar and Grill and also Poppy's. It's the same owners there. Brennan Scara has brought a new concept, and it is a great brew pub that they have there. They had sponsored the Mud Hen Race Series, which took place back in April, and they'll be doing that again next year. And I had a chance to go to the ribbon cutting. Nothing but rave reviews. They brew all their own beer there. They took a lot of good time, meticulous, to open it up. There's both indoor and outdoor seating. The food is fabulous. Hearing nothing but great things about the Mud Hen Brewery. They have some on-site parking there, lots of great food, and Brennan Scara and their team over there has done another great job. So that's definitely one of the new additions for this year that you're going to want to check out. Also a new event, well, I guess it's a returning event, but it didn't take place last year, so we're counting it as new. Upper Township will bring back a farmer's market. It'll take place on Sundays from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., starting on June 24th. They'll have music, food, arts, entertainment, contests, and, a lot of fun for the whole family. It'll be taking place at Amanda's Field. If you're looking for that, it's Route 50 and Sunset Drive in Petersburg, and that'll be taking place all throughout the summer. You can find them on Facebook at Upper Township TWP Farmers Market. So search them out, check out their info. Looks like it should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people were excited about it when it first took place. They did have to take a year off. They are back, and hopefully it'll continue and be another big success for Upper Township. Also, while this might not be new, it's new for a lot of people who are coming down here on vacation for the first time. The Cape May County Zoo over the winter had introduced a new born giraffe. So if you haven't made it over there since that took place, and a lot of people, are just coming down for vacations for their first time around this time of year, or maybe you've come down and you haven't made it over to the zoo yet. This is something new that you're definitely going to want to check out. It's always something fun for the family. And again, if you've never been to the Cape May County Zoo, it's both a top 25 zoo and it's also a free zoo to get into. They do ask for some donations at the door, but you're not required to present any money on your way in. So you definitely want to check that out. And I'm excited to see the baby giraffe myself. Those are some of the new things going on in the area. And of course, we'll keep you updated as new and exciting events and all that kind of stuff happen throughout the year. But it gives you a little bit of a taste of what to look forward to this summer when you're coming on vacation to the Jersey Cape. And here on the Jersey Cape podcast, Dennis Brown here with you again. We're talking here at Delmo Sports. We're with Steven DelMonte. And Steve, first off, thanks for giving us a couple minutes. I know it's a busy season for you, so to have a little time is awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here.
Now, obviously, you have a great calendar of events, and anybody that's interested, go to delmosports.com, find out the full list of stuff. But if you could talk a little bit about your history, how you kind of got into this. For people that don't know, Steve really is premier down here as far as doing all of the athletic events, from tries, Ironman's Escape the Cape, which is a really cool event, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But kind of how you got into this, and you've really developed a great following. I know a ton of people that anytime you're doing an event, they're either there working it to help out and volunteer, or they're running it. I mean, you really do have a great niche community.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I started Delmo Sports in 2003. I had done an event at Cape May Point, and the event was billed as, hey, you're going to swim around the sunken ship. You're going to do this cool run. There's great food afterwards, great awards. And what happened was they never got the permit to swim around the sunken ship, so we couldn't do that. The run was not cool at all. The food was not good. The awards was not good. And at the end of the event, I said to my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, I said, before someone does something like this in North Wildwood, which is where I am from, where I lived my entire life, was on the North Wildwood Beach Patrol for 10 years. I said, I'm going to do this in North Wildwood. And she said, go for it. See what happens. And that fall, I should say the next day, I went on the lifeguard chair and sat next to my stand partner, Romulo Forcino, my very good friend. And I said, I'm going to start a triathlon in North Wildwood next summer. And he goes, look out, here comes Delmo Sports. And I was like, that's a great name. I'm going to use that name as my company. And that's how it happened. And from that point, I could have either done nothing and taken no action, and it could have been just one of those things people say, but I decided, no, I'm going to do this. And I started about seeking out, okay, I've proclaimed to my girlfriend, I'm going to do this. I've proclaimed to my stand partner, I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to take the next step, which required the next step, which required the next. And I've been stepping forward ever since.
And, you work in a ton of communities. I know, for example, Escape the Cape is probably one of the more premier ones now. I mean, it's I think I read you said top 5 kind of like destination race to do. There's a lot of coordination that goes into any of those types of things. I actually was doing some exterior work with Lower Township, and initially before this thing got started, they were just saying about the amount of meetings that you had to have with the ferry and the township and figuring it all out. If you could talk a little bit about the process of putting one of these together, because it's not like you snap your finger and you just get a permit and you go do a run. No,
it takes many meetings to get to the magic. And so we were fortunate. A lot of this is lightning in a bottle, but I'll go back to this. It's taking action and coming up with an idea and then taking it to someone, and that someone says, hey, you know what? Let's talk to this person, and you follow up and you meet with that person. And then from maybe that meeting didn't go so well, so you try a different avenue. And I was extremely fortunate that the executive director of the DRBA, Scott Green at the time, was very progressive and he wanted events at the ferry. And Heath Gerke, who was the director of operations, was very familiar with the Escape from Alcatraz triathlon, because he almost took a job on that boat that they jump off of. So he knew exactly, when I brought it up in a meeting, he knew exactly what I was talking about. So there's that law of familiarity. He's like, okay, yeah, I understand. All right, let's make this happen. And you walk out of the room after they're saying, yes, let's make it happen. And then you figure out, well, you ask yourself, how the hell am I going to make this happen? So, but you have to just, everyone from sheriff's office to prosecutor's office to public works to the volunteer fire companies to police, EMS, hospitals. I mean, you name it. I mean, it takes a lot of coordination and it takes practice.
Now this year's event's going to be June 9th and 10th. It's a spectacle as well. I mean, you have people that come out that don't even participate, that just want to see it. Explain a little bit about it, because it is a really unique event. And, obviously people locally, I think, have a good idea, but we have a ton of people that, maybe haven't been to the area in a couple of years. And also, if they want to check it out, what is it all about?
So the Escape the Cape is a one-of-a-kind event on the East Coast. And when I say East Coast, that goes from Corpus Christi, Texas, up to Maine. So that Gulf East Coast, nothing like it exists. The only comparable event in the United States is the Escape from Alcatraz. The concept is You put 2,000 people on the Cape May Lewis ferry. You send them out into the Delaware Bay, and the only way they get off is by jumping off the front of the boat. That's a 12-foot jump. They enter the water. They swim to shore. Of course, we have lifeguards and water safety there. They swim to shore. They then, once they get on the shore, they get to the ferry property. They get on their bicycle. They go out and do a bike out in the community of North Cape May, Lower Township. When they finish their bike, they get back to the ferry property. They rack their bike, then they put on their running shoes, and they go out and do their run that they're going to do, and then finish at the ferry property. And there's two different distances. There's the sprint triathlon, which is 0.35 mile swim, 12 mile bike, 5K run, or the Olympic distance, which is a 1 mile swim, 23 mile bike, or 5 mile run. So, we have athletes of varying abilities, and I will tell you that 30% of these athletes are first timers.
Wow.
Yeah. That's incredible.
That's an interesting first opportunity there for you.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of other great calendar of events. I do want to have a chance to let you kind of highlight one of your new ones. Wildwood Crest, you'll be working with a good friend of mine, Don Cabrera, the mayor there, Crest Best Run Fest. How did that kind of come together? I have familiarity with Don over years working in various jobs I've had. He seems like he really wants to give Wildwood Crest a great identity with some of the events that he's working on, and this is one example.
Yeah, Don has been hounding me since he was just a commissioner. He is now the mayor of Wildwood Crest, but he always said to me, Steve, I want to do a run. I want to do a run. We need to do something here in Wildwood Crest. And he was elected mayor and said, let's do something special. What can we do that we haven't done before? And so a 10-mile race is something that came to mind. And that event, there's a lot of half marathons. There's a lot of 10Ks. There's marathons all over the place. But the 10-mile race, to me, was something that was very attainable for someone that's a couch potato to the elite athlete. And so we developed the weekend, Columbus weekend this year, and it will be a 5K on Saturday and a kids race. And then Sunday we'll have a 5-mile race as well as a 10-mile. And the unique part is that it will start and finish in Wildwood Crest. It will be a course that has never been done. And it's going to highlight all the things that make the Crest special. Centennial Park, the bike path, Sunset Lake, Ocean Drive out to that first Cape May bridge right before the toll bridge, the Cape May Wildlife Refuge. Those are all really special areas that have never been done in a race, and I think people would really enjoy something different in a distance that is very popular, and it just highlights the best of what we have in our hometown.
Now, you talked, you mentioned the couch potato getting out there and running.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about the first timers. I did read in the Press of Atlantic City, they're doing a highlight on some of the athletes doing your races, and people that are kind of getting into the athletic realm. What's kind of your suggestion? Because you have a lot of athletes that, the first time they're doing runs or first time they're doing tries or with you, what's your suggestion? The person who's been sitting around, maybe they do go to the gym here and there, but they want to make that change in their life. They want to take it to the next level. Whether it's, doing the races here and there, they really, they're getting aggressive with wanting to do the times and all. What's kind of your suggestion for them to, really get involved and really take that next step?
I think the best thing they can do is find someone that's of your mindset that wants to make a change as well. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to an accountability issue and a confidence issue. It's, you don't get fit overnight and you don't become unfit overnight. It's something that takes place over the course of years. And you need to find someone that's at your position, whether it's very good or very or not where you want to be. And to have that accountability partner and start going for walks. That's all you need to do is get out and say, we're going to meet here and we're going to go for a 20-minute walk and you're going to solve the world's problems on this 20-minute walk. And then you can find an event, whether it be a 5K or a 10-miler. I know people that their first races were a full distance Ironman.
Wow.
Because, and it takes a special someone to do that. But, if you want change, you got to take massive action. And so, but change also happens with the smallest steps. So I would say find an accountability partner, could be your friend, could be someone else, a neighbor, and start to go for walks and then sign up for your first event, whatever it may be, and put it on the calendar. There's nothing like putting your credit card down and saying, you know what, this $40, I'm going to spend it because I want to change my life. And at the end of the day, that's what people are doing through our events. They're making life-changing decisions.
And, you talk about, doing these events. As I mentioned at the onset, I'm friends with a lot of the people that do some of your races. Again, they're all, anything they can do that's Delmo Sports, they love to do. So you really do have a great clique of people that are really into it and really love it. But when you get to do the events, and you do them all over, out of the county, in the county, and all in different towns. But, you mentioned the Wildwood connection. When you get to do them on the island, we're getting to that summertime here. We all love this place so much. You could talk a little bit about the special nature of the ones you do locally, like, in Wildwood Crest, the Wildwoods and all, and being able to have that connection to, the place that you love and live.
I've grown up here my entire life. My parents moved here when I was 2. They started a local motel in North Wildwood. I grew up in that motel. I lived in it. So, like, my front door was the office door, in and out. And I was a member. I went to St. Anne's, Margaret Mace, and Wildwood Catholic. Was on the North Wildwood Beach Patrol. I served on the Wildwood Catholic Board of Education. Again, my entire family's heavily vested in this community. And to me, it always means more when it was the streets that you grew up riding your bike on, or it was the beaches that you really cut your teeth on to become an athlete. It means a lot that when I go to Arizona or California and I go to a very big conference in regards to triathlon, and they say, where are you from? And I tell them, I go from the Jersey Shore. And then they'll give me that look, like the Jersey Shore. And I said, no. The southern Jersey Shore. This is pristine country down here. And it shows because what we've been able to do is to highlight just how magnificent where we live is. See, people that live here, they see it every day, so they have snow blindness. But when you go someplace else and you come here, you realize we live in paradise. And the last thing I'm going to do is make my hometown, my paradise, look anything other than world class. That's it. I mean, it's like home field advantage. I mean, you better show up and you better play the game all out because this is your hometown. I'm going to see people at the grocery store or the bank or the boardwalk with my kids. You better represent at the highest level. So that's what it's all about.
Now, do you I know you're a healthy living guy. You do a lot of running. Do you have a kryptonite on the Wildwood Boardwalk? Is there a junk food that you walk by and you're like, I can't say no?
You got to get a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, and a birch beer.
Yeah.
I never drink soda. Never. But it's like, yeah, give me a slice of pep and a small Dutch, and
Yeah.
it's good to go.
Absolutely. Now, one last thing before we let you go. Now, again, delmosports.com to check it out. One of the races that you just finished up, but I want to get a plug in because they did a great job at this Mud Hen Brewery, and I know that you worked with Brendan over there on the race. And it'll be taking place next year, so if you didn't get in this year, check it out for next year. But talk a little bit about the Mud Hen, working with them. This was a new race that you did, and it was a great combination because they did a great job there, and you kind of worked in this new race series. And, again, if people haven't checked out the Mud Hen, definitely want to do that this summer.
Yeah, the Mud Hen Brewing Company started by Brendan Scarra, the Scarra family. They have multiple businesses on this island. I swear that they need to erect a statue of Brendan. Everything he does is world class, and to me, that follows exactly what we do here at Delmo Sports. And it's funny, people say, you do a pretty good job for down here in Cape May County, and I try to tell them, I go, we win national awards. What we do here isn't done anywhere else, and we kind of spoil people. They think this is normal, what we do and how we do it, and I think what Brendan has done at the Mud Hen, you won't find a nicer place in the center of Manhattan. You won't. I mean, it is that nice, and we have that here in Wildwood. So to me, when the Morys were looking to move on from producing the Wild Half, and they came to me and said, are you interested? I said, yes. I wanted to give this running series some new life. And he started this Mud Hen Brewing Company. I knew it was going to be successful because I know Brendan. And I came to Brendan. I said, Brendan, I got this idea. And before I could even finish, he's like, let's do it. And it's a handshake agreement, Dennis. It's like, let's make this happen. Let's do everything we can do. So everything from shutting down Rio Grande Avenue on a Friday night for a 5K, which has never been done for an event that starts and finishes in front of the brewery, to being able to offer specials and show people that, I hate to say this out loud, but just because it's Wildwood, just because it's Southern Cape May County, doesn't mean it can't be the absolute best anywhere. And that's what, to me, that's what our running races and our triathlons and special events are. And that's what Brendan puts together. You won't find a better product anywhere. And it's right here. And people have to know that, yes, we are Wildwood. Yes, we are Cape May County. And yes, we are world class.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's had a hand in some special events, anytime you can work with the business community, that's the real win-win, because you're doing this to bring people down, but at the end of the day, you don't want them just to do the run. You want them to eat at the local restaurants. You want them to stay the weekend. You want to make it an event, not just a drive in, drive out, and see you later. So
absolutely. You want people to go, I had no idea the island changed like this. I mean, we have people that only come to the island, and they tell me they only come to the island for these events. And they're amazed at some of the changes that have taken place. And that's what special events do. They give people a reason to come, and then they see, wow, this is pretty nice. We've had multiple people buy condominiums and townhomes because they came to the island and they said, wow, it doesn't cost $25,000 in property taxes down here. I think this is a good spot for us in New Jersey.
No, absolutely, and it's a beautiful, beautiful area. Again, thanks, Steve, for joining us today. And again, DelmoSports.com. Check out his full list of calendar. So many different events, and a great place to if you're looking for that first race to do, I'd highly suggest it. So, thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Again, we want to thank Steven DelMonte, the owner of Delmo Sports, for stopping by to talk about the great races he has in the Escape the Cape triathlon that's coming up. So certainly a big thanks to him. Also, if you're looking just to be active down at the Jersey Cape on your vacation, so many great places to do that. A lot of the towns are continuing to invest in bike paths along with the county to interconnect them between townships so you can be on these paths for longer periods of time. Bicycling on the boardwalk is allowed in the Wildwoods in the morning. So there's opportunities to get out there, be active, and also enjoy the great nature and everything that we have going on at the Jersey Cape. So if you're looking to be active, golfing, all that kind of stuff, lots of options here, and you definitely want to check it all out. We want to thank everybody for listening. Hopefully you like what you're hearing and want to keep hearing more of it. We'll have lots of great episodes throughout the summer, so keep checking back. And this is the Jersey Cape Podcast. I'm Dennis Brown, your host. Have a great day.